So, hi all, my name is Sai Rohit and I'm from IT department of third year Vishnu Institute of Technology. So today I'm going to explain about the closures in JavaScript. So the closures are nothing but it is a functions that remembers the variables from its lexical scope even the function is executed outside. So let's learn with an example. So here I have a function called create counter. In this create counter, I have declared a variable count. So I have initialized this variable to the zero. So I have written the another function called increment counter. So in this increment counter, it is the inner function of the create count, which uses the variable which is declared in the create count. So the variable which is declared in the parent, so it is also known as it is also said as inherits create counters. So the inner counter will be uses the variable which is declared in the create count, and the output of the increment counter will be used by the create counter. So and it will return the count. So here is the example. So we have a variable count. So if we console.log a counter, the output will be 1. If we repeat it, the output will be changes because the function is called inside create counter the increment function. If we have many inner functions in the create counter, then we can return by using this. So in this we can write count comma and another function so on, so we can return it. So this is the use of the closures. So by using closures we can make the functions easy, so which the scope of the variables has been increased. So next one I am going to explain about the callback. The function which is called as an argument to the another function, it is known as callback function. So I came with an example called fetch data. So here is the function fetch data. So it takes an argument of callback. So what is the callback means? It's a handle data. So handle data function is passed as an argument to the fetch data. So the output of the handle data will be the argument to the input to the fetch data. So have here used set timeout. After one milliseconds, the data fetched will be output. So the data fetched will be the output, and the data has been the output of that. The data will be the output. So by using callbacks, we can pass an argument to the other function. A function which is passed as an argument to the other function, it is called as callback function. So coming to the next one, promises. Yes, promises is used to remove the callback hell. What is meant by callback hell means if we call back functions one another, it will become hell. So we cannot handle this. So by using promises, we can handle this. So what is meant by promises? It represents a value that will be available now or future or cannot. So it tells it will be available or not for now or for future or for it won't be available. So by using promises, we can make so many things. So to use promises, you should use new promise, and it takes two arguments. One is the function, and another is the milliseconds. So I will show example here. If I take any function example, and in this function, if I want to use any promises, then I can tell return new promises. So this is the syntax to write promise, and it will take two parameters. One is a function and another is the value. So I have promised it to it should give with 5 after 5 milliseconds, so I can use here. So to write a function here, I can use arrow function or any function I want. So I can use arrow function telling that console.log hide. So so I will explain now what is the use of this. So I'll explain what is the highlighted part. So in this I have written an example function. So in this I have promised this to console.log. So that is after 5 milliseconds. So this is the timeout and this is the promise. The promise will take two parameters. One is the promise will take two parameters. It will take two parameters. So this will use it as the promises. So I have here a used example, that is fetch data. Used promise, it will be resolved or rejected. So resolve, if it is true it will be resolved. Resolve will use then, and reject will use reject resolve then resolve uses then, and reject uses catch. If the resolve is true, then it prints then, or it is rejected it will print catch. So I will write example for this. Dot catch. If any error comes, I have console.log error. So this is the syntax I'm going to use here. So if it is correct, then I can use this, or if it is wrong, I can use catch. So coming to the promises, I will repeat it. The promise will take two parameters. The promise reject and resolve. So resolve to, if it is resolved then it uses then, or for if it is rejected then it will uses catches. The promise it will type, it will tell like so promise it will tell like it will represent a value. So that it will be available for now or for future, or for it can't available. So this is the use of the promise. Coming to the next, it is the async and await. So what is meant by async? So it handles the process async. So awaits mean coming to the synchronous and asynchronous. Synchronous means it will go step by step, and if it is error comes it will stop there. But by using asynchronous we can set that asynchronous, it gives some time to for execution of some part of the area, and without giving any disturbance to the other code, it will execute the other part of the program. So coming to the async and await, I have here used the promises, and for the async and await I use set timeout. I have already explained what is meant to set timeout. It is known a function, and time n. So what is the difference between this function and this function means? So fetch data. So fetch data is declared as declared is normal function, but get data is declared as asynchronous function, enabling the use of await to pass execution until the promise resolves. The promise until the promise resolves, it will be in wait state. So if the promise get resolved, it will be goes to the synchronous state. So this is the use of async. By using async, we can wait until the promise is resolved. If the promise is not resolved, it will reject it. So it by using asynchronous and await, we can execute the program if any error in the if there is any error in the part of the program. So we can use async and await to handle the promises. So execution, this is the closures, callback, promises, and async and await. Coming to the to do list. So here is my code to for to do list. So I'll explain now what is how I make this. So first I have declared a to-do list function. So in this I have declared an array of all. So I have added to-do items, which is a function. So I have mainly here used five functions, which is mark as complete, overdue, due date, and due later today to displayable list. So coming to the first function add, it will push the new items to the list, and returns the list. So coming to the mark as complete, if you use this function, this the task will be marked as a completed. So overdue is nothing but the due date. Overdue means it will tell the how many days days are there for the due. And coming to the due today, it will returns today's uh, it will returns today's dues list. Coming to the due later, it will returns some time is there for the list. So coming to the to display list, here I have used a list dot map to map all the elements of the to do and displayed one by one. So This is in this I have used closures because in this to-do list I have returned five functions, and I have returned these five functions using return. So this is known as closures. This is the best example for the closures. So coming to the down one, here I have declared today, yesterday, tomorrow, and in this by static I have used the to do's dot add. For example, if I run this code terminal, if I run this, so here it will tell overdue my to do list, overdue submit assignment due today. I have paid the rent, so it gives cross mark. Service vehicle, so this is the today's due later. I have this time, so which time up to where there up to 16 I have this time. Pay electric bill up to 16 I have this day. So this block states that list of the items that I have to do later. This block will tell the list of the items I have to do today. So this is a to do list. Thanks for giving this more opportunity.